All right, we good. All right, what's up, everybody on Clubhouse and whatever? What's up to everybody on YouTube? My name is Noir, and we're here to talk about toxic mothers. And are we ready for that actual discussion? Now, I know it's a very hard discussion for everybody to have because sometimes we talk about toxic fathers, sometimes we talk about the uncles, the aunties, and everybody else, but we very rarely talk about the mothers. And I think today is a very important day to actually have that discussion because I've picked out three different topics to really just talk about that focuses around the toxic mothers kind of scenario. So I want to be able to just kind of discuss that briefly and work that into this very much needed discussion because I think it's just a healthy balance. We talk about the dads and what they don't do and what they should do, but what about the mothers? What do they do? What do they don't do? What should they be doing? And I think now 2023 is the year of a lot of cleansing, a lot of newness, a lot of, let's clear out all this junk and try to get to the bottom of what's really going on. All right. So for the very first one, I'm not even going to hold your time. Let me get you right into the Karamo Show, and I'm going to come back with my commentary. All right.
Yeah, when you talking about yourself, bro. Right. And you don't give a. It's not my fault. I don't care. You're not going to fault me for that. That's like the magic bullet. I'm not biting the magic bullet. You are the only parent in the house,
I'm
bro.
soul-bound. I'm not
You the
biting the
only
magic
parent in
bullet.
the house. That's why I got to do this. I got to do for
Brother
my
is
daughter.
murdered, and you're not going to tell me
talking
that I
about
was robbed at
yourself.
gunpoint.
Why? Why are you talking about yourself, bro?
Because you think you're being selfish right now.
How?
Because you're screaming at me. You shouldn't respect me.
That'll take a moment.
All right, and that was the very first clip. Hopefully you heard that. Hopefully you saw that. Let me know down in the comments to let me know that you guys heard that. Now, if you did not hear, she was trying to have a discussion with her mother, and her mother is there. Even in the comments, they're saying that the mother was a narcissist. The way that she kind of disregarded her daughter's feelings, I don't know what happened before this to escalate her this bad. But if you saw in the end, what you saw in the end was her just walking off that breathing and everything like that. To me, I was scared for the mother. I'm like, this girl go kill you in your damn sleep. Like when she walked off, the way that she walked off and the way that she was screaming and yelling, I hope they don't stay together. I hope they don't live together. I hope they're not even in the same city. Because the way that this girl walked off, I feel like, and if given the opportunity, she go light her up. Like it's no way around it. And she was gaslighting her. Somebody said down in the comments, "What up, Don?" Somebody said in the comments that she was gaslighting her. That's absolutely 100% gaslighting. The way that she was kind of disregarding her feelings, the way that she just kind of just overlooked everything, and was like, yeah. Well, I went through I had this for my brother. I had this. She was giving excuses as to why she wasn't there and being held accountable as a mother. To me, that's an issue. To me, we have to start looking deeper into these things. I understand that you yourself as a mother and a father have your own traumas to work through. However, what does that have to do with me as a child? Because if that is the case, you should not have birthed me before you are ready to have a child to be able to take care of. That's the way we as children look at these situations when you bring up trauma and different other things. To me, there's no excuse when you bring children into this world. First of all, it's the mother and father's responsibility to be in the best physical, mental, and spiritual health they can possibly be before they bring a child into this world. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think down in the comments? Please let me know. But when you see things like this, when you see children are blatantly being disrespectful, when you see a mother or father being blatantly disrespectful, this is about the mother, so I'm not gonna keep saying the fathers. But when you see this kind of interaction going back and forth, you tend to question, when are you gonna get help for that? And I'm not only just talking about the child, when as the mother are you gonna get help for that? Because we can't keep throwing past traumas into everybody's faces as if, it's everybody else's fault. You can't go out into the world carrying on that type of weight and expecting the world to understand your progress or lack thereof. You feel me? Because when we go out into this world, they already look at us and say, they trouble. They already got something going on. They already look at us as a target as it is. So why would you then want to carry that trauma out into the world? Not only that, putting it within your child, which we then bring us to the generational curses type era. Now it becomes the talk of generational curses. Now it becomes the talk of what you are teaching your daughter and your son, possibly, that energy going into your children. What is that going to produce now for your bloodline later on? Nothing but hell. So now you bring hell from your past, you got it into your current, and now you secured it for your future. Your children don't stand a damn chance. And to me, it's a very huge problem. that we do not have this discussion enough about single mothers. And to me, I'm not attacking all single mothers because there are some great single mothers I know that are very balanced, that do allow the men within their households to help balance that out to make sure just because we're not together don't mean we can't co-parent together. That's a big topic. That's something that we should all be working towards. If you're not going to be together, at least have a great co-parenting relationship to where you do not produce something like this. This right here is dangerous. This right here, sending this out into the world, hopefully that she don't have a child on her hands already. You don't want that. But let me read some of you guys' comments. You say disregarding her daughter's feelings. Yeah. You say, amen, friend. You say, I didn't see the show, but I could see that clearly. Look, you don't even have to know the full context of that. That's the situation with me. You don't even have to know everything that's going on. You say, and sadly, a lot of these women are single, never been loved properly. Ain't that sad? That's truly sad. Let me see what some people on Clubhouse are saying. They say, is this a safe room? It is a safe room. You something else, Tiffany. He said, I failed my sons and I'm currently in therapy to figure things out. I feel so freaking bad. At least you're getting help for it, though. Here's the thing. Nothing beats a failure but a try. You cannot continuously stay within this cycle and expect everybody to be okay with this cycle. Not everybody's going to accept this type of attitude. So as long as you're working towards your goals and making sure that, hey, I'm becoming a better person so my children can have a better mother or father within it, whatever the case may be, at least you're working towards that goal. Some people don't even do that as far as therapy. So kudos to you for at least acknowledging, hey, I need help. Let me go talk to somebody. I myself have had therapy for past issues, and it helped me out tremendously. You never know what you clear out. Once you have like that piece of clarity, that you just need sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen. You ain't even got to really be saying shit. You just got to say, I just need somebody to hear me what I'm talking about. Let me finish reading some of your comments. You said those type of women are quick to acknowledge a man's feelings, but will disregard their own children, especially their daughters. Sorry, not sorry. Do not apologize for that because that is a fact, and that's me speaking as a man. I have seen it for myself. I have seen some women disregard their woman's feelings for the man that's in the household. They could be possibly touching on their daughter. They could be doing them wrong. They disregard everybody else's feelings but that man's feelings. So they put everybody else on the back burner because they putting all their eggs in that basket. No, that's a good point. You say motherless mothers being a mother themselves don't work. Oh, okay, it's Chrissy time. I like that one. Let me read that again. Motherless mothers being a mother themselves, ... don't work. Chef's kiss on that one. He said it's hard because a child is expressing their emotions and the parents are disregarding how they feel and make excuses for the parents' actions. You know what? I can agree to that because they feel like because they're the parent, they're right. And to me, it kind of hurts me because all parents aren't right. Sometimes, especially when you're a first-time parent, you don't know everything. So how are you going to say, well, what's right, what I say in my household is law? No, it's not. Not when you don't know what the hell you're doing. You especially as a first-time parent, don't know what the hell you're doing. You winging it like how your mama did when she first had her first kid. Now, she may give you some wisdom if she's in your life, if the mother and father's in your life. But if you're on your own, you don't know. You don't have all the answers to everything. You don't know what all is going on. You don't. So for me, it's vitally important to have these discussions with your children to be able to understand where your relationship is. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. Let me finish reading these comments and then we're going to go to the next one, okay? It said, it's hard because the child is, I'll break that one, sorry. Don't forget toxic mothers are married too. Good one. Good one, let's see, I like that. You say mothers have to learn accountability no matter how tough it is to acknowledge to start healing. And that's the important thing. You have to really acknowledge what is it like the 12-step program when you're an alcoholic? You have to first admit that you have a problem. I think that's a vitally important system, even outside of alcoholism. Like when you think about parenting, the first thing you have to think about is, I have an issue. The problem, first of all, is me. Let me correct me first, and then we can have this discussion on where I really fucked up. Let me just go have a little sit down really quick. All right, hold on. You said mothers have to learn accountability no matter how tough it is to acknowledge to start healing. Oh, sorry, I read that one, but that's a good one. And most time people become parents too so young and haven't had a full upbringing, not knowing this world fully. That's true. There used to be a thing that my parents used to say all the time. They say, look, you have a child, you in school. They say, we're not taking care of that child. You got to grow up. And that was a hard lesson for me, even being younger, because they made it abundantly clear in my household. If you lay up and have a child, you are no longer a child. You're an adult. and we go treat you like one. They was telling me I was gonna be up out of school. They was gonna make me get a job. They wasn't paying for no kids. They put the fear of God in me to where I didn't want to have a child at that time. I was like, oh hell no, not if I gotta pay for it right now. I'm in high school. I'm trying to figure out how to get a Valentine's Day piece of candy to my crush. I can't figure out a kid right now. You know, I was going through some things. So I was like, no, we're not finna do that. we're not, it's calm down. We're not finna do that, baby. Hold on. He said it's not always single mother. Oh, I'm sorry, you was adding on to the other one, my bad. You said hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, hit the like button. I appreciate you, inspired by you. All right, so we're gonna move right on to the next one. The next comment, I'm calling her a clown. She is a comedian. The next one up is Tokyo Toni. So let's take a listen to Tokyo Toni, and I'll come back with my comments here, okay?
I sent her investments to do. Look, she don't talk. I don't give a fuck. I talk about the Bible. It's coming soon, Angie. I tell her what to do. I tell her about the Euphrates River drying up. Excuse me. I tell her all this shit. Warning. I tell her about the red planets. I tell her all this shit. Oh, Happy New Year. I tell her all this shit. I say all kinds of shit to make her ass answer. I'm telling you, make a
So that was Tokyo Toni. Now, we all know who Tokyo Toni is. Tokyo Toni is the mother of Blac Chyna. I didn't even want to put Blac Chyna's picture up here because I don't even want to bother her right now with this. But here's the problem with Tokyo Toni. In these messages, if you can see, she's just message after message after message after message. Now, we know the relationship with Tokyo Toni and Blac Chyna. We know that it is a very toxic relationship. One minute they cool, the next minute Tokyo Toni is cussing out online, the next minute she's blocked. In these messages, you can clearly see Tokyo Toni is blocked in these messages. If you have an iPhone, you know for a fact if it don't say delivered at the bottom, you're blocked. The next message should have came up green. If you know for a fact that it doesn't have that delivery message at the bottom, we done with you. That's how we let you know we ain't listening to you no more. The problem is with this, I'm trying to get to the point in this video, but she breezed past it. This is what caught my eye earlier. If I can see the point where she's talking about, let me get to it really quick. She was text messaging, but I'm trying to get to the point where she asked her for money. Notice Blac Chyna has not responded once in any of these text messages. This is from December. Pause, there you go. She asked for, I believe, $3,600 for a new apartment. She's sending all this stuff, berating her, just sending all this stuff with just information, just blah, 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 blah. Blac Chyna hasn't responded once, right? All of a sudden, boom. Could you help me out with this money for a new apartment? What are you doing? This girl has not responded to you the first time when you sent all these different messages. Why are you bothering this woman? And it's not to say that she doesn't have as a right to be able to check on her child, but the problem is, what I'm saying, your child has not responded to you. She hasn't called you. She hasn't sent a smoke signal, a pigeon, or nothing. You still asking this woman for money. She hasn't even responded to you once. Something's wrong with that. Which leads us back to the conversation of toxic mothers. Where are you in your relationship with your daughter, ma'am, that you feel comfortable enough to know that you guys do not have a solid relationship right now, but you are still asking her for money? To me, that is a problem. To me, it is an issue that you felt very comfortable asking out of all this. And look, she said Happy New Year. It was damn near 22 days later after the New Year. She didn't even send her Happy New Year at the New Year. It was like, I think they said February the 22nd. You know how we think the year almost over with, baby. If you don't send it the first of the year almost over with by the time you get it, sent the damn message. So what do you, and then you asking me for money, telling me, can I borrow, baby? You're not gonna pay that money back. Just asking you had the money and just going on about your damn business. To me, it irks me when people are like, can I borrow? No, you can't. You can't. I don't know what you want me to do with that. You say not investments, not her burping. Right. Dude, but see, here's the problem. She's not even taking herself seriously. She just out here burping and carrying on. She's about some she need $40. Shut up, Tiffany. She out here carrying on and just bothering her daughter And it's just like, bro, you don't see the harm that you're causing to your child. But Tokyo Toni so far gone, she be in her own world. She don't think about anything outside of herself, because if that was the case, they would both sit down in therapy, away from cameras, away from contracts and all of that, and stop making their relationship a business transaction. To me, they live a very transactional relationship as far as mother and daughter. If you're not doing something for me, I don't want to be around you. If you're not benefiting me some way financially in a different way, I don't want to be around you. For me, it's a very serious issue to have a mother like this texting, can I borrow some money? Texting, and you still ain't responded yet. That's an issue. That needs to be addressed. It really does. She said both of them are batshit crazy anyways. You think that's what it is? Is that the apple didn't fall too far from the tree? So therefore, it's like this. It's a very toxic situation. It may, you know what, Mac? I'm gonna give you that. You may be on to something, bro. It may be two toxic ass, batshit crazy ass people who can't bump heads, but I'm not gonna take the accountability away from Blac Chyna. I mean, not Blac Chyna, Tokyo Toni. How did she get like that though? How did Blac Chyna get the same way that her mother was? Because of her mother. Whenever I think about Tokyo Toni, I think about Mama D from Love and Hip Hop with Scrappy. And notice how the damage and the downfall that has happened from Scrappy and his mother when she was a pimp and introducing all these people into his life and different things like that. It fucks a child up really, really bad. And for me, I look at these grown-ass adults now and them not want to do anything with their parents. It's like, okay, this is childhood trauma that they've carried for years through their teenage years, young adult years. Now they entered in their age to where it's like, I don't want to be bothered with you. I have a choice to not be bothered with you. Stop. They like that. And to me, it says a lot when you really cut your mother and your father off. To me, you have to do something very, 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 very disgraceful to me to make me cut you off like that. So for you to cut off a mother and a father, something's wrong with that. That's my opinion on that. Let me retell you. You said, let's call a thing, Ayana Van Zandt. But do you think Ayana's going to be able to do that? I don't think Ayana want to even deal with that. To me, Ayana don't even want to fix that. Ayana quit. If we go call her, Ayana was in the business of fixing people, and she realized a lot of people can't be fucking fixed. She dropped that shit and walked away. She did the Dave Chappelle. She walked away from everything. Sometimes money isn't the end all be all for everybody. Sometimes your mental health and your spiritual peace is worth way more than a paycheck. I feel that's what Ayana realized, and she just walked the fuck away. That's it. That's all. A lot of people went unhealed. A lot of people who were healed undid the work that she did because they weren't ready to actually change. We got to actually accept the fact that these women and men don't want to change their ways. But when we talk about these mothers a lot of time, it's like mothers can do no wrong. Mothers are God. Well, we carried you. That's not an excuse to mistreat your children. To me, just because you carried me for 9 months does not give you the right to talk to me a certain way, does not give you the right to treat me a certain way, does not give you the right to disgrace me and to make me feel like I owe you for the rest of my life, because I didn't ask to be here. Children do not ask to be here. Do not treat them as if they are a burden to you and that they owe you something in your elder years. That is not. Now, granted, it would be nice if your children take care of you because that's what you do. But I feel that comes from a loving household. If my mother and my father loved me properly, which they did, I'm going to want to take care of them in their elder years. I'm going to want to make sure that they have the best health care. I'm going to make sure they're taken care of. I'm going to make sure I'm near them. So if they need me, I'm right there. That's how a proper, relationship between, well, I'm going to use myself, for example, a son, a mother, and a father should be. If they do right by you in your earlier years, you do right by them in their elder years. That's the proper transaction for me if we go call it a thing like that. That's me. Let me read some of your comments. He said, Chyna was basically raised in a penthouse strip club off Georgia Avenue in D.C. I know nothing about that, but I'm assuming that is the hot spot. So I'm gonna take your word for it. She said it became too much of a production, the look versus the healing. I can see that. I can understand that. Because it becomes too much of a thing for Hollywood versus a thing for your soul, right? Because you are sitting up here having this conversation, but are we really connecting? Are we really having the actual discussion? Are we really peeling back the layers and having an understanding of what you did to me and what I did to you? No, you're not. It's putting on for the cameras. That show that they had with Blac Chyna in Tokyo Toni, I didn't bother watching because I knew it was going to be tragic. I knew it was going to end off a certain way. I knew it wasn't going to be a proper ending. Let me say that. And here we are. The mother's not paying attention to the daughter. The daughter's not paying attention to the mother unless they need something. That's not a relationship to me. That's a transaction. You know what I'm saying? You say, they already been to her. You say, where they both stripped. I mean, because that's what she taught her. I thought they went to therapy. I guess they didn't put in the work. They went to therapy, but it was TV therapy. You know what I'm saying? TV therapy is different from actual therapy, if that makes sense. We know, if you know, you know. You know that TV therapy is just a whole front. Just like I think marriage boot camp is a front. I don't believe in none of that shit, to be real with you. Whenever money's involved, as far as like you putting on the production, I don't believe any of that. I'm a firm believer that them people get up there, put on the whole ass show. When the cameras go off, they go to separate houses and they don't speak to each other until it's time to film for a reunion or something. That's just my opinion on how I feel about that. I feel that's exactly how that shit turned out. Shoot me if you think I'm playing. You said my therapist on my neck and I come home like Dear Diary and like Doug. I'm reading some of the comments from Clubhouse. Well, that's why I'm going back and forth. She said it became too much of a production to look. Oh, my bad. Saw that. Okay, so the last one up, which we shouldn't really be surprised at, to be real with you. We really shouldn't be surprised at this. Amber Rose. Now, Amber Rose, even though this has nothing to really do with her parenting, I feel like this is going to come back and bite her later on in the ass. Let's take a look at what she had to say, okay? They put it on the blogs earlier, but I wanted to put it in my own. Hold on, here we go. She said, the longer his caption is on Valentine's Day, the more he's cheating on you. Stay woke, queens. Now, I don't know about you. But when they get to talking like this, sometimes you just got to look at them and say, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? You had prime opportunity. Like, to me, when I see these people like this, that really, really, really set themselves up for failure and they really, really regret their decisions, they start talking like this. It's always the elder men and women, but we're on the women today. Good, don't worry, we go do the men too. It'd be elder women like this that be trying to discourage the younger ones from finding their happiness or being in their happiness with their man. Just because a motherfucker is typing out a long caption does not mean shit. Maybe that's the way the nigga feel. 1 minute y'all talking about men need to expand their emotional vocabulary, and then the next minute y'all like, if a nigga talking too much, he hiding something. What the fuck is it? Is it that we have something to say? Should we expand our emotional vocabulary, or should we only give you one sentence text messages like, I bet, cool? Because then y'all go turn around and say, oh, he cheating because he not showing me attention. Y'all be fucking confused. Y'all don't know what y'all want. 1 minute y'all saying y'all want love and affection. Next minute you saying he too needy, he too clingy, and this and the other. You don't know what you want. That's why you got that big ass stupid ass tattoo shit across your forehead like this. This right here is stupid. This is dumb. This was too much. You talking about a caption? This was too much right here. This going across your forehead like this? All of this? Swipe that off. Go get that shit lasered off, Amber. You got too much fucking time on your hands. I could hope and pray that your children grow up and respect and value themselves. Because honestly, when you have somebody like a mother like Tokyo Toni and Amber Rose like this online, you are destined to be crazy. Unless you got somebody else to balance you out. Luckily, Wiz Khalifa, from what we've seen, I don't know. I'm only going off what they've showed. But from what I've seen, Wiz Khalifa handles his son very well, as a man should. He takes good care of him. He guides him in the way that he needs to be guided. That's all I can give for that. But let me get off Amber, because the more I look at it, the more she pissed me off. But here's the thing. I say fathers are needed because of structure. Fathers are needed because of that dynamic. We are meant to be a pair together. That's a discussion that needs to be had that I'm going to drop on the next episode, which drops tomorrow, of Free Thinking the Culture podcast. It will be the discussion of men and women. We will also be having a panel soon. It will be between me, I believe Mary, Society Unrestricted, and Jace. I'm going to make sure I get everybody on board with that. We're going to come to you. We're going to give you that proper panel with that. But in the meantime, in between time, I will be dropping that episode tomorrow about the men versus women and what's the disconnection? Why are we still in this zone of, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. When really we were created to be together. So, and to me, I never understand that type of mindset. I would never sit up and say, I don't need a woman. I would never want to be around with a woman that say, I don't need a man. Because for me, we are meant to be a pair. Now, granted, if you find your person, great. That's great for you. If you don't, I'm sorry you didn't. Keep looking. But for me, I feel at my most probably complete and balanced when I'm in a situation, when I'm in a relationship. Why? Because I felt like I was doing something. I felt like I was providing something. I felt like I was needed. Do you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to you. But you can't be around somebody that says, I don't need a man. Because that's counterproductive to me being here. If you don't need me, then what the fuck am I doing here? Why would I be here providing for you? Sorry about that. Why would I be here providing for you and doing things for you if you don't fucking need me? What the fuck am I doing here wasting my time? But y'all gonna say, no, I don't need a man, but I want one. Get the fuck away from me with that, with the mental gymnastics. If you don't need a man, then you don't want one neither. Point blank, period. That's just the way I view it. Let me read some of these comments really quick to see what y'all talking about. This is on some Hey Clubhouse. They say she's projecting. I can't stand her ass, and especially emphasizing Valentine's Day, girl. Go home, go home on break. Hold on. You say exactly. We need each other. Balance. You say 1 minute saying they don't need a man. The next they say they don't give them a V-Day gift. Can we please talk about that? Can we please talk about the fact that y'all say y'all don't need niggas for shit? Y'all don't want something from a man. I got my own house. I got my own car. Boosie, that could have been the worst song Boosie made, that independent song. Because y'all take that song like it's a fucking national anthem. And then, but as soon as the holidays hit, as soon as Valentine's Day hit, all of a sudden, here y'all go. He ain't get me the rounds out. He ain't buy me a Birkin. He didn't take me to Dubai. He didn't get my hair and my nails done. I thought you was independent. Independent bitches get their nails and their hair done regardless, right? Grooming should be a self-care thing regardless. You don't need a man for that, right? That would be like my dumb ass saying, my girl didn't give me my $25 to go get my hair cut. What the fuck I look like coming to you about my haircut? Do your fucking hair. It grows on your head, bitch. It's a part of you. Like, what are we doing? Like, so now you're like, it's like, I don't need you, but get my hair and my nails done, and maybe I may fuck you. Oh, baby, you definitely fucking me. If I'm getting the hair and nails done, baby, ain't no maybe about it. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that that's a requirement, but I know how much bitches' hair costs these days. You about to fucking suck something up over here. It ain't no free ride, baby. You don't just come up over here talking about some, do this for me, pay my rent, pay my car, and if I feel like it, I'll maybe suck your dick. Bitch, I'm finna cancel payment. Let me call Hello USAA. Cancel that transaction. Yeah, somebody had took my card, and it's 5 transactions on there. It's something about a spa. It's something about like a car something about insurance, something about, I don't know, rent. Cancel all that shit and send me a new car, baby. Send me a new car. You maybe. Oh no, baby. These conditions. Oh no, baby. We don't play that. We play a lot. I play games now. I play a little pool. I play a little basketball. I may play a little Xbox. I may play a little PlayStation. But bitch, I don't play about this motherfucking money. I'm gonna tell you that right now, baby. Do not try me. Talking about some maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna bring you some roses, all right? And we go play who pays the bills today. I may pay it, maybe not. I may pay it, maybe not. And even if that whole do end on May, I'm gonna say and maybe not. It's gonna work out in my favor regardless. I'm gonna use the stem, the bud, all that. Even if it's air, I'm gonna say, oh, it's in the air. Maybe not. I'm gonna just figure it out on how I'm not gonna pay some shit. Because if you maybe giving me some pussy, I'm maybe not doing this. That's just how we doing with that. Do you get the point? Bringing it all the way back to the toxic mother situation. You feel what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, can we please respect each other in these spaces? Can we please? And for those of you who just coming in, baby, it's noir. Do you see this? Look, hello? Bam, do you see we getting it together. Thank you for joining the wave, for whether it's before or after or in between or middle. I enjoy you joining the discussion. This is a much needed space that we needed to have, and I feel like these discussions are important. These discussions are something that we don't talk about too much without people's feelings getting hurt. For me, it's not about your feelings. For me, it's not about what you went through as a child. We're talking about things that's going on right now. If me and you as men and women cannot sit down and have this much needed discussion on where we fall within the realms of each other, then we can't have a discussion. If I can't come to you as your man and say, you fucking up, I don't like how you're raising this child. If you are in your feelings about something like that, take a step back to try to see the male perspective. Because sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of times, if a male is within his right of fatherhood, he's going to guide you in the right direction. I don't like this. Send him to me if you're having an issue with him like that. That's what my parents used to do. They co-parented. Whenever I acted up, they sent me to the men of the family. You want to act up? Take your ass over there. Your papa waiting on you. Your uncle waiting on you. Your daddy over there. That's how they ran it. You want to do this? We're not gonna argue with your ass. We're not gonna fight with you, little boy. Go over there and talk to your uncle. Guess what my uncle do? He was waiting on my ass when I got there. They was always waiting on me when I got there. Grandfather always waiting on me when I got there. Somebody, come on. I was waiting on you. Come on. Come on. Look, this hand right here. Come on. Man, please. You say, hold on. You say, what you talking about? Talking about some Lord. What I do? Let's see. All I'm saying is, let's just have a better relationship with our children. Let's have a better relationship amongst our men and women. Because for me, I feel like that'll be very valuable moving forward. Because the generations coming up are actually the generations that suffered through the I don't need no man, fuck women era, fuck bitches get money, fuck niggas get money era. Now we're starting to see a very ugly turn in the culture, and it's starting to reflect within hip hop. It's starting to reflect in the images of black women and black men. It's starting to really reflect in ways that we wished we never had saw, because we have no control over it now. Because once the media gets a hold of it, what do we have to say about it? What can we do about it? Nothing. Once it's out there, it's out there. That's it. And we have to just accept the fact that that's our fate now. Let's change that. Let's stop allowing single mother toxicity to rule over a household. You may not like the woman, you may not like the man, but man, take control of your fatherhood and get back within these houses. Keep the courts out of your household, keep God in it. That's my final word on that. You guys, it has been Noir. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the show. I truly appreciate y'all. We're gonna have more of these. It's gonna be at the very least 2 lives a week, and I'm gonna work my way up to more. And then I'll be dropping the Free Thinking the Culture podcast episode tomorrow. Look at me, the Noir all in my face. And and that's going to be that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. I truly appreciate you guys pulling up, for those of you who did. And I will catch you guys on the next one, guys. Bye.